morning, everyone. Welcome. Let's bow our heads for a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We ask you to watch over this board and give us the grace and honor to help all of Meade County to the best of our ability. We ask you to watch over us and give us strength. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stephanie, would you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Commissioner Harville?
Here.
Commissioner Pitts?
Here.
Commissioner Miller?
Here.
Commissioner Bierstedt?
Here.
Commissioner Gould?
Having a quorum, I'll call the meeting to order. First item, approval of minutes. We've got minutes from our regular meeting, June 13th. Everybody had a chance to look at those. Any additions or deletions?
Make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Okay. Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstedt?
Yes.
And Commissioner Gould?
We also have executive session minutes from June 13th. Everybody had a chance to look at those. Any additions or deletions? Make a motion, we approve and keep them closed.
Second.
Commissioner Harville?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yep.
Commissioner Miller?
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstedt?
Yes.
And Commissioner Gould?
Public comments. Anyone? She raised her hand first.
My name is Jillian Miller, Jillin. I'm here to talk to you about cats. I spearhead the Cobbin Union, or the Cobbin Spay Neuter Coalition, and we've been operating for about 4 or 5 years now. We started out just in Cobbin, but now we do all of Union County because Union County Animal Control has not been doing cats for years now. And I wanted to talk to you all about that. I wanted to tell you that they're not doing cats in case you didn't know that. Because when I talk to them, they tell me it's up to you. When I talk to you, you tell me it's up to them. So I'm not sure who it's up to, but we'd like to get that changed if possible. We need some help. We're doing the job for animal control for free. We do a lot of fundraising to keep ourselves going, but it's unsustainable without government funding. It's very expensive to get cats spayed and neutered, to get them vaccinated, to make sure they're healthy on the streets. People are poisoning cats in Anna right now is what we're being told. The situation is really out of control. So I'm here today to let you all know that there's a lot of concerned citizens out there. None of them can make it today, but they are out there, and I will bring them if necessary.
Well, I appreciate your comments. I know you've been here before. It's not animal control's decision, it is our decision. And at this point, we're not taking cats. We just can't. If we took cats, we'd have to build another building the same size we just built. I mean, it's just a matter of, I'm gonna call it common sense. We don't have the room, the space. People still come out there and dump cats, obviously. But at this point, we're just not in a position to do that. And I'm not saying that won't change down the road, but I mean, it is what it is. I appreciate your concern and I understand that totally, but we're just not in a position to.
What about helping us help cats? What about animal control officers helping us to trap? And we're trying to address the street colonies in Anna, Jonesboro. What about resources, funding?
I don't know, we can possibly look at that. I mean, we don't have anything budgeted right now for that, but I'm not saying that we couldn't possibly do something funding wise, but as far as them getting involved in it, that just opens the door to a lot of other things, and, you know, it's,
Can I say something very real brief? I noticed you brought up the cost of spaying and neutering, how expensive it is. And, yeah, veterinarians, yeah. But can I suggest that possibly your group and maybe some others combine together and actually petition maybe our state legislators to introduce a bill in lieu of spaying and neutering costs? Our new veterinarians, when they come out of school and they go to work at different places, in lieu of paying, the people that can't afford to have their animals spayed or neutered, actually apply that portion to their education costs and take that off of their, what they owe for tuition. And I don't know, that may be a possibility.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure I'm following.
Well, the veterinarian, when they do a spay or a neuter for somebody, especially cats, they would send in
Maybe you
a
can help
form
us work on that.
to the state, that particular veterinarian who has spent thousands and thousands of dollars on an education, because it costs a lot of money to educate these people. And for a certain amount of period, in lieu of their student loans, a portion of that would be taken off the veterinary costs. And it would serve two things at the same time for the public.
Well, that would be great. I wish we had time to work on something like that, but we're out in the streets trying to track cats right now, so.
You know, and
Yeah.
that would affect things in a lot bigger area.
Well, with the cost, we work with Miller James Vet Clinic, and they give us a 10% discount. They don't charge us an office visit fee, and so we pay $100 to spay a cat, a female cat, and $57.50 to send in a male cat. So we are receiving a good discount from them for this work, so that does make it a little more possible.
I think these are doing wonderful work.
Thank you, appreciate that.
I really do. Keep it up.
Thank you.
but we'll continue to look at this and see what we can come up with, but as far as actually picking up cats and housing them, we just don't have the space. That new building is full of dogs now.
No, and there was supposed to be a cat room. I don't understand what happened to the cat room.
Well,
But I understand what you're saying, and I'll come up with some more numbers and come back and see if we can maybe get some funding from you all to continue to work.
What's the name of your group again?
The Coppin Spay and Neuter Coalition. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Go ahead.
I just wanted, excuse me, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Don Mull. And I just wanted to see if you could give me some kind of explanation of why our taxes went up the rate they did for this year on property taxes.
I think maybe we're gonna get an explanation here. in a second.
Which rate? Are you referring
I'm talking about the total.
to total rate? Okay, well, I'm Lance Mice, I'm a Florida County Clerk, so there was a mishap with, that's what I was coming back to address. There was a mishap with Shawnee College, extension last year. The overlap, I entered wrong, entered an extra 2 million number, which caused the rate to go down last year for that. Once we occurred and found the issue with that, we informed them and redid the taxes basically. So this year is making up the loss on last year, just on the Shawnee College line.
Well, what I'm getting at is I've got 6 pieces of property here I'm paying property taxes on. And the least that mine went up was 9.98%. And on the most, it was 11.89%. And then they ran, or average, I mean, they ran in between those figures. Well, that's a pretty hard hit for anybody, and I'm not just complaining for me, but Everybody I talked to has been fussing about that. I'm surprised you don't have a room full of people.
Well, the other thing is with the CPI went up the past few years too, through COVID and inflation. So taxes are always a year behind.
Well, I understand that.
And so a lot of the effect is coming through the CPI with that as well, and then the reassessment too, with their properties reassessed this quarter, say they reassess the properties every quarter.
And
the assessor's office. There's a combination of.
Because nobody tells us all those things.
Sure, there's a combination of reasons why some things, why it would go up. So you've got reassessment value and also property values have gone up. So when property values go up and you reassess, then that value goes up.
The state mandated us to reassess, and we use a multiplier, and it's always usually 1.
The multiplier of 1 doesn't go anywhere.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, what he's talking about, the value of property according to sales has gone up. We either had to reassess the property and raise everybody's a little bit, or the state was gonna do it with a multiplier. We didn't have a choice, because the values had went up. That, along with the Shawnee College thing, which we had to make up, we didn't have a choice, is the two culprits. I mean,
The other thing is it's not a pawn off on anybody else, because there is a line item for the county, and there's a line item for the Shawnee College one, that would fall in, but the rest of them are all levied through the individual boards that are.
we don't set those levies.
Yeah, those are by each of the city school board, each, the library board, all those, they request those levies. And they obviously increase those every year as well too, so when your reassessment comes in, the higher levy rate.
But it just looks like 10% and above is a pretty hard hit to levy on your county residents.
So the individual levy rates then are set, where it depends on if they're inside the PTEL district or not as well, there's factors with that. If they're outside the PTEL district, the cap doesn't affect them, so whatever they request basically will go into the levy. So to answer your question, there's not one individual reason, there's a lot of different reasons that's why these levels change.
The county's portion of that is very minute, our portion. If you look, it has what you paid last year for each one of those levy districts on there.
Well, I did look at that,
And
and
what
I
you
saw
paid this
that,
year.
on average, most of those points went down a little.
Yeah.
But overall, it went up at 10% or more.
Property values, and the consumer price index, so that also affects that. That was on that year tax, I believe, was 7.1, which is high. I think it went down to 3.4 for this year, so it's coming up.
It would be a good thing to send that information out with the taxes, so people understood why they were getting hit as hard as they are. And I don't know if this is an average, but everybody I talked to said, looks like everybody's taxes just went up $400 per piece of property.
Well, majority of that was again the Shawnee College thing, but then also the
But that
reassessment.
was because of a mistake the previous year.
Previous year was charged less.
That's a one-time deal. This year, we have to make that money up. I mean, it was a human error. We missed it. Shawnee College comptroller missed it when they signed off on it. So didn't have a choice but to correct that. But that'll go away next year and it'll go back down to where it's supposed to be.
On that rate.
On that rate.
Again, the other levy rates that's up to the individual entities that are levying those rates. So
Doesn't the county board have to approve that,
approved
those raises, those increases,
only on the county,
just on the
just
one?
on the county. The rest
We
are
have nothing
individual
to do
boards.
with the schools, the library, the Shawnee College.
None
That's
of those are voter issues?
not our voting issue,
No, it's on those individual boards.
those individual boards.
You have to go talk to those individual board people.
All right,
That's what they submit to the county.
But if you look on there, your most increase has been discussed from everybody in the county is Shawnee College.
And it's really no increase, it's just making up with what was lost last year on that.
Which, you actually paid less last year than you should have on that. But nobody noticed that. But
And it was CPI.
Well, our taxes didn't go down last year.
Well, no, that,
I promise you, they're never gonna probably go down.
they weren't as high as they should have been last year because of that. So,
All right. Thank you.
Like how they answered why I was here.
yeah.
And there has been some stuff posted out on social media about the Shawnee College situation.
Most of us don't get our news from social media, people in my age group.
I understand. But you've heard it from somebody, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
I heard it when I got my tax bill.
Do you guys have any questions for me with this? That's what I was coming
Yeah,
to
I know
speak
you
on.
want, yeah, but whatever you wanna.
Well, that's, again, that's an unfortunate mishap, and again, I deeply apologize to anybody that like I said, it was, it's funny how an extra two can change a whole lot, but in the realm of the whole tax cycle, the whole billing it, it wasn't that big of an increase too much of a burden, but it didn't, and technically, like Max said, it's not an increase, it's just making up more than what last year, go back down next year, so. You probably got a better county clerk now, so that's all right.
And then the CPI on us, then
Yeah,
the
the
CPI,
CPI
the
Don't
CPI
say
is
that.
the major, more the major issue than anything else.
And property, like the property values too.
Yeah.
So when you calculate all the taxes, you gotta have all of this. It's kind of, it could be an hour-long discussion on how you get these figures. But, yeah, you take the property values, you take this consumer price index, you take what the levy request was, and it's all jumbled in there. Sometimes it just depends, because there's so many different factors that can factor in.
The average person doesn't understand
I
all that,
understand.
and doesn't know how to compute all that.
I understand that.
If you look at your assessed valuation on there, what it was last year and what it is this year, it's about 8% difference. Now,
And that's just the assessment change.
well, the value of it now, whether you can sell it and get that for it, who knows? But that's
That's what I'm saying,
that's what they say,
assessed value.
yeah.
And it's all statute, how that's all compiled, trust me, it's not a fun thing to do, taxing, sending taxes, trust me, it's not. But that's how the state mandates us to do that, so.
You know, I'm gonna take advantage of you being here. I have a question, I hope you can answer it. And this is in relation to the COLAs that people on Social Security get.
So what?
The cost of living that people on Social Security get
Okay.
from the federal government.
Yeah.
Why is it always so low
Well, you answered your question.
and everything else is so
You
high?
answered your question, the federal government.
You know,
That's the federal government. We're the state statute, and our is dealing with the state. We get that number from the Illinois Department of Revenue, not the federal government. So the federal government has their own rate on COLA. This comes from the Illinois Department of Revenue, so that's what that's.
I guess the bigger thing is, we have people out here in Illinois that's trying to make it on Social Security and pay for the place, and they only get this much. And the state of Illinois is going up this much. And so at some point in time, when are we gonna say enough is enough to keep putting our senior citizens deeper into poverty?
That is a question for someone way above my head, so. No, I don't think anybody in this room can answer that, so.
Yeah. It needs to be changed.
That's but federal, that's where that comes from.
Talk to your politicians.
Individual state powers and federal laws, which is how that's separated. Because, you got thinking maybe another state, the CPI is not that. And maybe it's a fair one, which will federal that, so it just depends on the individual states. How they do that. Look,
Any other public comments? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Committee reports.
Well, Max, we have a upcoming meeting at the Southern Five Regional Planning down in Ulin, July 8th at 5:30 in the afternoon. It's always open and free to the public to come see us.
Animal Control, I want to thank everybody that come out last Saturday to our grand opening. You went good. I appreciate it. Got a lot of good donations. Public got to see it. It worked out really well. I want to say thanks. We are completely full out there. We don't have not one spot for any more dogs, even the cabin's full of dogs. That's how full we are. Anyways, again, as I always say, please get your pets paid in community. But, yeah, we are completely full.
They actually have a website too, they go to and see the animals for adoption, don't they?
Yep, we adopted about 4 out, and we got about 12 in.
Do they update that pretty regularly?
Every day.
Do they?
Every day.
Okay. Yeah, I was out there and it was a real nice experience, and we have a building out there that we can be proud of for a long time. We really do.
Other than that, it's all I got.
Anybody else? Any building permits?
We do. We have one. It's actually a replacement for an already there in-ground pool, 295 Williams Ridge. We've got a parcel number of 0422022441A1. It's for the Kahn family. We are recommending approval. There's no subdivision, there's no floodplain. Like I said, it's simply a replacement for one that was already there that has served its time.
Somebody's being very
Deeper.
honest.
Any questions on the building permit?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts, Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
Okay, old business ordinance amending Article 1 of Chapter 18 of the Union County Code of Ordinances regarding food and sanitation. We're still tabling that for the time being. New business, approved payment of bills. Everybody get a chance to look at the bill list.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
Next item, resolution opposing HB 2827, defending parental rights and educational freedoms. We were approached along with a lot of counties, as many as they could get. The state has a bill, House Bill 2827, was introduced in February of this year. Proposes the creation of the Homeschool Act and provides for unprecedented state overreach into jurisdiction of home and private schools. I'm not going to read all of this resolution. It's basically would interfere with people that homeschool and people's choice of using the private school instead of our local schools. This resolution, in the final analysis, I'll read what the board is proposing. The Union County Board firmly opposes any expansion of state authority that undermines the ability of parents to tailor educational approaches to the individual needs, values, and beliefs of their children, viewing such matters as intrusive into the private spheres of family life and education. The Union County Board affirms the right to define, determine, design, direct, and delegate the education of children is fundamental and priority to the parents and families to which the children belong and not the state. Union County Board firmly opposes HB 2827 and any similar legislation that would infringe on the rights of parents and guardians to direct the education of their children, or that would impose burdensome, intrusive mandates on homeschool and private educational institutions. The Union County Board instead calls upon legislation to address cases of abuse or neglect within educational settings by strengthening and utilizing existing truancy and child welfare frameworks, therefore protecting children without infringing upon the rights, freedoms of all families choosing homeschooling or private education. This is just showing our support. It doesn't, if the state would pass this bill, obviously it would be law and we would have to go on whatever it says, and so would everybody else. Just simply saying that we don't want them to pass it, and that's the bottom line. So it doesn't look like they're gonna pass it, but again, they're trying to get as many counties on board as they possibly can to say that they oppose it, and that's what we're doing. So, any questions? And I personally think it's a good thing. He did change the resolution a little bit. It did ask us to say that we were a sanctuary county for this, which that would be disregarding the law, so we took that out. So we're just basically opposing this legislation. So, any discussion or questions?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll say
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gould.
Okay, next item, resolution setting the salary of the sheriff. Again, this is from the state of Illinois. They tell us what to pay the sheriff and the public defender, which is coming up next. They increase their salary and so forth. We have to abide by it in order to get partial reimbursement on the salary. So, I'm not going to do all the statutes and then on all that. Board of Commissioners of the County of Union, Illinois, the salary of the sheriff of Union County, Illinois shall be defined as 80% of the salary for the state's attorney of Union County. List the numbers there, so again, this is not an option. It's that we have to pass a resolution. So I make a motion that we approve the resolution setting the salary of the sheriff.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gould.
Likewise, since we have a full-time public defender, falls under the same setting. Item B, resolution setting the salary for the public defender. It reads the same as the sheriff. So I make a motion to approve the resolution setting the salary of the public defender.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
Next item, resolution appointing trustee of the Shawnee Mass Transit District.
resolution is reappointing Jim Clark, who is presently serving as trustee for the Shawnee Mass Transit District for a 4-year term expiring June 30th, 2026. Make a motion that we reappoint Jim Clark as the resolution reads.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
Next item, resolution appointing members of the 7-7 Board of Health. We have 2 people to reappoint. Debbie McKibben and Marcia Griffin. Debbie is for a term beginning July 1st, 2025, expiring June 30th, 2028. Marcia for a term July 1st, 2025, expiring June 30th, 2028. Make a motion that we reappoint both to the 7-7 Board of Health.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gould.
I don't think we have anything for executive session. I'm aware of it. Yes, more than good counsel. Other business. I'm going to read to you, this is not something we're voting on, I'm just wanting for the board to be aware of it and so forth. It's addressed to the Union County Commissioners from the City of Anna. Says we are excited to share an inspiring new initiative that will shape the future of downtown Anna, the creation of the Davie Street Plaza, which I think everybody's seen the construction work going on there on Davie Street. A vibrant gathering place for concerts, markets, festivals, and everyday enjoyment. They're basically asking us, whether you're a local business owner, a lifelong resident, or someone who simply loves our community, support and help bring this vision to. We've partnered with Shawnee Hills Arts Council, which means all donations are tax deductible. Every dollar raised goes directly to the construction of the plaza. We're offering several sponsorship levels, which to leave lasting legacy in the heart of our city. I don't know if everybody has a copy of this or not, but you're free to look at it in the agenda. Basically, what they're asking for is donations. Starts out at the top at $150,000. Be a plaza naming sponsor, $75,000 for a video board sponsor, $50,000 per sponsor, and so on and so forth, down to $100 to be on the website from the Davie Street. I'm very proud of the city of Anna. I think this is going to be a great asset. I'm just going to give you my opinion about asking about this. They applied for a grant for this project. I'm assuming it's a matching grant. I'm assuming, again, using the word assuming because I don't know, that it is a matching grant. They're trying to come up with money to cover the part. You guys can mail this over and think about it. And if we need to put it on the agenda, we will. If we would have to decide this, but kind of one of the sponsorships is already claimed for $100,000 when they sent this out.
Great.
Which I find a little odd, but I don't know. So getting a grant for that, I don't.
I don't feel like it's necessary for us to participate in it. That's just my opinion.
And he's gonna use TIF money, pardon, are they using TIF money for that?
They are,
Are they?
I don't know.
That's a good question to ask.
I don't know. Don't know. But, again, that's just my opinion. So, I just wanted the board to be aware of,
When is this supposed to be scheduled to be operational, I wonder?
I think by the end of summer, I'm not sure, yeah, we're moving along on it pretty fast.
Maybe
But,
time for fall, maybe.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a great deal, but, you know,
They were originally hoping to have it open for Color Fest.
I just think that's a pretty big ask.
Just need some more information.
Yeah. So anyway, you're aware of it, you check into it yourself personally.
It seems the construction, but really wasn't where what it was gonna be.
We could discuss it at a future meeting. Any other thing on other business? Motion to adjourn.
Make motion to adjourn.
I'll say.
Commissioner Harville,
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yep.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Bierstadt,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gould.